Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Red Alice from Batwoman. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpie. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. There's even going to be one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'll start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, so I'm going to do a little crazier pose. Like I'm going to have her kind of dancing, you know, kind of, you know, I mean, she's Red Alice, but she's crazy Alice, right? I mean, she's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Isn't that the little crazy bird? So I think I'm going to try this pose and see if this works out. So I'm going to kind of have her standing with her leg kind of sticking out, kind of, you know, crazy. That's the best way I can describe it. Okay, so that means I'm going to have her foot back like this. I have to bend that like that. Something kind of like this. Oh, and she's got big heels. Oof. Why? Okay, so I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Since this is my time, I can do what I want. Why do they insist on putting ladies in heels? I get it. Heels are pretty. Yeah, gotcha. But we're talking about fighting bad guys, stuff like that, running, you know, and not in heels. Just don't do it, you know. But it's a character. I'm going to draw it. It's what you did. So let's see. Okay, so rant over. Let me get back to my pose here. And let's see. So that means, and what is her? Let me try to find. The hard part is there's not a lot of pictures of her. So I kind of am just winging it, you know. Let's see. Yeah, there she's got some kind of vest on, and then a like a big neckerchief. I don't know why I just called it a neckerchief, because it's a necktie, you know, not a kerchief. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna have her head kind of tilted off, kind of crazy this way, and we'll see what we can do. Let's see. And she's got this big coat that I'll kind of have hanging off of her, kind of like this. And now I gotta do something with her arms, and I think I'll have this one over like this, kind of holding that knife. Or, I mean, I don't know what, she lost it in the first episode, right? She gave it away. But I don't know, we'll have her having it. Okay, so let me look at my hands real fast. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. And never be afraid to use yourself as a model. I mean, I'm not using myself as a model for this. I'm just saying, like, for my hands there, like what I was just saying. I looked at my hand, what it would look like to be holding the knife. This little switchblade butterfly knife thing. That's got the jewel in it, you know. Yeah, that'll work. Let's see with this one. Let me sketch out some of this jacket real fast. And we're gonna stick this one out. How about just another crazy look at me pose. I'm very bad at describing things. That's why I'm not a writer. So a lot of times it's an emphasis of saying something or a sound. That's my descriptive words. So how about we do something like this? Just crazy hands. like that. It's not too bad. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And let's see, now we gotta draw her face. So let me get back to those pictures of her face. And here's gonna be the trick, is that I'm drawing her sideways and I can't turn my paper. Like when you're drawing, I do it too. You turn your paper and you move where you need to. I can't do that. This is taped down. So I'm kind of just eyeballing and hoping I get it level. Let me see if I can find a good picture of her face. That'll work. And hope that it looks close enough, or level, like I said. But the nice thing is, the best part is what I always say. Doesn't matter. This is how I draw. You draw how you draw. She looks like she looks. And we'll see if we can meet somewhere halfway in between. All right, I'm gonna scoot over this way too, so I can maybe draw a little straighter for what I'm trying to do. Okay. Yeah, that's not too bad. I just have to now figure out how to draw her hair in this style, because she's got some crazy hair. I'm just gonna say it. She's got a weird hair for a person. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm out of touch. I'm the old man that doesn't understand fashion, is basically what it is. I can admit that. All right. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm ready with my sketch. This is light enough. I don't think I need to erase any, but I'm going to erase a little bit of this just to lighten it up a little bit, because when I start with the Sharpies, I don't want all these pencil edges to stand out. I just want the Sharpie to stand out. So I'm basically erasing the sketch lines, and I'm leaving the confidence lines, is what I like to say. Because those thicker lines, as I got more confident, are the lines I'm going with. And you always work with your confidence, not with what's sketchy. You never want to follow anything that's sketchy in life, right? You wouldn't be walking across on a rickety ladder if it looks sketchy. You'd walk on a confident ladder that you're confident in. Okay, so anyway, all right, enough of that. I'm ready to go. I'm going to switch over to the Sharpies now and just welcome the people that skipped to this section. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Thank you for watching any portion of my videos. Honestly, I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen is finer than the fine point, and I can do some fine details that the fine point can't quite do, finally. So I've sketched the entire thing out, and I've erased some of the darker lines so I know where I'm going to go. And what I was talking to everybody about is that I can't turn my paper. It's taped to the table, so I can't just turn it for those straight angles, So we'll see what happens. We're going to try it out. So with my Sharpie pen, I'm going to draw the top of her eyes, the eyelids, I guess, just to see the first test if I got them going the way I want. And that looks pretty good. I think I can work with that. So I'm going to go ahead and try to draw the iris. A little bit big. That's okay. I'll make this work. So I'm going to draw a little bit of the pupil, just a little bit. These Sharpies tend to bleed, so I got to be careful with the lines I put down. So like I put too much on that one, but I'm going to try to match it over here, since what's done is done, You can't erase, you can only work with what you got. It's not too bad. I can make this work. So I'm now going to give her a little bit of a cat eye makeup. It's what I like to do for girls, because I can't do a lot of detail in the eyes, but it helps me give it a feminine eye, because it looks like it's got makeup on. Okay, I think that'll work. So her eyebrows kind of disappear into the edge of her hair, so I'm going to start to do them kind of like this, and up like that. So that's going to be like where they're going to start to go. But obviously, like I said, the hairline is bangs from here to Nebraska, so I'm just going to kind of draw some like that. Okay, And I'm not going to draw all the hair, but we had to do something. So that helps me with the eyebrows versus what you can see and what's covered up by bangs. Okay? All right, so let's move on from there. I'm going to draw a little bit of the nose. Basically, I'm going to draw the nostrils. That's all I can really draw because these Sharpies will start to bleed too. That's the other problem of why I can't draw too much. A little bit low, I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to try to make this work. Let's see. So something like that, and I can't draw too much of the bridge of the nose. Oops, even that shouldn't have been going across. That should have gone up like that. So we'll just do that and let it go, and we'll see if we can hide that later on. If not, we're fine. Let's go with that. I can live with this. Okay. So I'm going to draw her mouth. Give her a little bit of a crazy smile. Draw her top lip, bottom lip, and again, it's a little close, but I'm going to work with what I got. Okay. So I'm going to draw the chin right here, draw the jawline up into the cheeks, and I'm going to thicken these lines up a little bit too because I'm going to start to switch over to the big Sharpie later on, and that's super wide, so it's going to be a huge difference. So I'm going to start to play, instead of drawing the hairline over here, I'm going to use her jawline. I'm going to use the hairline to kind of hide some of this and kind of define that her hair is kind of falling over, you know? Like I said, I'm not going to draw all the hairs, but we're going to draw a lot to kind of guide us with her hairstyle. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how I can do this. And let's see, this is not too bad, not too bad. That's the other thing about like curly hair is, you know, you kind of want to draw a lot, but you kind of don't at the same time. You know, it's like passion says draw it. History and experience tell you don't do all those lines. You don't know what you're about to do. You're causing yourself a nightmare. Okay, so here's her. I'm going to draw the top of her hair like this. And like I said, I want to draw a lot, but I don't want to go too crazy. So I'm trying to limit myself what I'm doing here. Okay, and so let's see if I can do this side over here, kind of like I did over there. Oops. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. Like I said, you gotta limit what you do because A, color is going to take care of a lot of this, but also, you know, once you get so far in, you're like, well, either I draw all those lines or I just imply as much as I can and just, you know, imply, yeah, that's a good word. I don't know why I'm trying to think of another one. Imply the hairlines, you know? Okay, I'm going to stop here because I'm starting to go crazy. I want to do more. So, and that's good enough. That's fantastic. So I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie now. And I'm going to draw, let's see. I'm going to draw her little necktie thing. So I'm going to draw her neck like this and come down and tie it off right there. Okay, and then she does have, let's see, her little, I'll do like this for her little frilly shirt that's underneath it. Something like that. Okay, and then I can draw the, what do you call it, the vest that she's wearing. Actually, it's going to close off into it like that. So let me see if I can draw her coat too, because that's a big part of it. I got to try to, let's see, float it in. Okay, and also I kind of have her off to the side like this. So also, you see what I was talking about, how thick that is, how thin those are? That's why sometimes I try to thicken up some of these lines just to try to match it so it doesn't just look weird with these super tiny thin lines like that, you know? Can't always do it, but it's nice to make it cohesive and make it all merry, you know what I mean? Okay, so let's see. So let's draw her coat, and that'll help define a lot of things. So I'm gonna draw the edge of it like this, and the flaps are open like that. So her arm, her sleeve is gonna be kind of all creased over. I guess we're here, so we might as well do the sleeve. Let's see, so I'm going to draw to the elbow like that. Same thing over there. Draw the edge of her sleeve like this. And since, again, I've got her arm raised up and all these crease lines, I'll go ahead and draw some. And there's a lot of stress there, so don't feel bad that we're drawing a whole bunch of them. It's okay. It's perfectly feasible for when you raise your sleeve up like that, you know? So I'm going to draw her little, I guess the frilly part of her shirt, the long sleeve. So I'm going to draw it up like this. Come back with this Sharpie. Kind of draw some of these frilly lines like that. And then I'm going to draw her hand. And so her hand, I already said I've got kind of just doing one of these, just kind of hanging out crazy. And maybe you didn't hear that if you weren't here during the sketch, but that's what I was talking about. Just kind of a crazy little sticking it out there, crazy Alice hand. Something like that. Oops, that got a little bled a little bit too much, but that's okay. Can make it work. You just have to kind of play around with this small Sharpie to accent a few things. And I think they're gloves. Yeah, they're fingerless gloves, of course. Okay, and we'll just do something like that. Okay. Ooh, I love that sound. All right, so her coat, let's see, it does have like a little pocket on it, so we'll just do a little something like that. All right, so let's draw this side over here now. So I'm going to draw, let's see, this edge of the coat. Let's see, I'm going to draw the lapel out like that. I'm going to draw the edge of the coat up here. I'm going to go ahead and wrinkle that all in because her arm's up, and let's go ahead and do that one since we're here too. So same thing, her sleeve, just like that, her sleeve's up, so I'm going to draw a lot of stress lines because her coat wasn't meant to do that, but it will, so I'm just kind of allowing it with a bunch of stress lines, you know? Okay, so I'm going to draw the rest of her sleeve like this, up there, a little short because it's open a little for her, what do you call it, frilly lace sleeve. And so let's see how we can do this one. Let's do like this. Something like that. All right. So this hand is holding a knife. So I've got it kind of facing you. I'm going to draw the thumb like this. There's that part of the hand. And I've talked to you about this before, that when you want to draw it holding something, you don't want to close the fist. You don't want to draw a fist and then just draw something on the ends. You want to show that there's something holding, so these fingers are floating over your object. So you don't want them touching. You want them just kind of over everything, you know? And the pinky is even more. The pinky is like almost just like a button over, you know? So don't be afraid to to hide your stuff, you know. And plus, look at the way I have it now. It's not straight across, so I need to compensate for that. All right, and now I got to draw the little jewel. We'll just do like that, because I can't remember if it's on that side or that side. I've only saw that episode one time. And so that's her little knife that she's got. Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going. So she's got this vest on that I'm going to draw to about right there. Draw the buttons. I know those look weird, but I'll show you why in a second. Because I have, you know, it's her breast, her chest is over like that, but I'm gonna have like little lines like that, so it's like pushed over. You know what I mean? So that's why I've got them like they're round, but they're at an angle like this. It's just something fun you can do just to make it your own, you know. So here, let's draw the frill. Might as well, since I've got this tiny Sharpie, the frill of the shirt that's underneath with this one. And I'm doing it with this just to make it stand out. Thick versus thin, nice contrast. Have some fun with your drawing. All right. And there's like 2 levels, so I'm going to do another edge of it, but with a thicker one. Something like that. And we'll still, though, come back with the thinner Sharpie and do some crazy frilly lines, you know. Okay, so now we're just going to draw her legs, and it's pretty much she's wearing skin tight like stockings. So we're just going to draw anatomy. So I'm going to draw the top of her leg to her knee, to her lower leg, and so her thigh, her crotch is right there. So her thigh is back here into her boot like that. And so, like I said, where it connects is inside there, so we don't really have to worry about drawing that. We're just going to draw to her other knee over here, her calf to her boot. And again, cut that off. So I'm going to draw the other side of her leg like this, like that. And you know what, this is a weird kind of, it's floating, so there. We're going to close off that little long skirt thing. And let's go ahead, we're not going to draw a lot of crease lines because it's anatomy basically. It's a material, but it's skin tight, so there's no bends, right? So I'm going to draw her boots, and she's got them tied on right here, and I got her kind of up, so she's on that front toe, and that's going to kind of come up to her crazy heel. And I was talking about this during the sketch. It's like, I don't understand why they put them on in heels all the time. I know it looks pretty, but if they're fighting, if they're, you know, bad guys, whatnot, you know, how are they running? How are they running in all these heels, you know? All right. Okay, so let me do this one over here, and I got this one just pointing out, obviously. So again, tied in, foot down, but I've got this one kind of pointed out. So tied in, like that, foot down, and because I got it pointed out, that means there's a lot of stress on that part. And then the heel's going to come down here like this. So I'm going to tie it off. And we'll go ahead and just draw the strings. Might as well, right? Since she's got it all tied off. There's the front, like that, where it's laced together, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay. And that's good. I say we do that. Okay. So, there we go. I think that's good. I think that's great. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Red Alice from Batwoman. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.